9th of July in the 2025. Welcome to the circus. It's Wednesday. We're halfway to Friday already. Okay. I'm the host of this debacle, the Phoenix Electra. I have the fluffiest, the handsomest, one of the most smartest cats of the infowebs. The Loki is behind me. Oh, there's another one. I don't know what Freya Furfurs want. Oh, yeah. Here's my teacup. All right, what are we sewing today? I have a couple ideas. It was partly whether my brain was like, do we want to sew straight lines and play with the overcaster? Do we want to toy on water soluble? Yep, water soluble stabilizer. That word is hard for this little shape because somebody's got the market on 3D printed signs. Thank you, Amish Saku. But you know what we don't have? We don't have stitch markers or bracelets or earrings or necklaces. So I was toying with some ideas, which just leads me down to rabbit holes of, hey, boys, welcome to the circus where the animals come out to play. And what are we going to do about it? So, welcome. What am I doing? I'm going to have a sip of tea and I'm going to do I want to do art or do I want something new to wear? I kind of want to do these pants, so I guess that's what's going to be first. Hello. Oh, we've got two pairs here. Actually, we've got a whole pile here. Let's start with this one. Hopefully I don't screw up anything, Mike cable shenanigans. How is everyone doing? Time goes and things are, and I'm not sure if we will be lucky or unlucky if we happen to hear helicopters and airplanes going over, because if you've never lived there, you wouldn't necessarily know that fire is a season in some places, and your homegirl gets to... Oh, what? Why? Wish that my phone I could turn... what was this? I... Not... Let's see here. I guess I'm going to have to close the show. I have time after 5. Okay. All right, we're back. Wow, we are full of all the distractions, but this is what I didn't check. Are you gonna do me dirty? Let's see here. Test chat and Rumble. You're so instantaneous. So I had this velour burgundy wine colored in my something we picked up at the Goodwill, I'm sure. I did double check before I cut the paper crunching for all you Mesopotamia folks. Sorry. I checked before I cut the legs out, so I didn't make the same mistake I did with the blue pair, which is also sitting in front of me, in that it's 2-way stretch, not 4-way stretch. So I needed to stretch around the curvy parts of me, and I don't really need it in the long parts because I don't have that long to stretch. Or I mean, I'm extra bendy and can stretch a long distance, but I need it around the curvy bits. So pants, super duper easy. We've done a gajillion. I think we just sewed a pair. So what I'm going to do, because I am brazen and this material sticks to itself, is I'm going to throw just a couple pins in. So I've got 2 legs because I have 2 pairs. I have 2 legs. So I'm going to leave where the waistbands of the 2 pieces are going to connect open, and I'm going to find the section where that's just the top of the seat of your crack. I'm going to walk my fingers down to the end of the leg and also put a pin. And just for good measure, I'm going to line the pieces up. Actually, it's good to just do that because this fabric wants to stick and rub to itself, and that leads for... Why are you there? I'm getting a little tail. Look at my tail. Alright, snippy do that. We'll just stuff you in the bear. Alright, we're nice and flat. I'm just walking with everything on the table. Alright, we're all flat. There's no sticky inappropriately. Brilliant. Another pin. Hello, machine. Are we going to do anything special? We are going to make sure... Yes. I'm going to rethread her because things... I have fluff. Things don't look right here, so... We check our machines before we start the use. If I was super good, I would also defluff under the bobbin hood, but I will save that chore for the next time I have to slide myself in there. All right, we're just rethreading. I probably should switch to a ballpoint needle, but I feel like it sews better if I just use the regular one, so that's what we're gonna do. Alright, thread machine. I know, I try so hard to wear clothes. I had a whole outfit picked out today, and it was enough that I got as put together as I did. So I was like, well, I guess we're rocking this for the day. What fluff is in there? Alright, let's thread a needle. Can I see you? There you go. Oh, let's use our old eye tool and use the threading bird. We could do it. Oh, I can't even slide into the hole, please. Here we go. Sometimes she don't like it. This is the part where I tend to also wrap it around the presser foot screw, and then I wonder why things are a disaster in about 10 minutes. Okay, slide. Oh, nice and easy. All right, there we go. We are in stitches. Some of the most riveting content out on the internet. It's right here, baby. Gonna leave about 2 millimeters. And we will do our customary stitch and back stitch. But I guess I made it so I kind of have a hard stop, I think, at 5. So we got 2 hours. We can whip out a pair of pants in 30 minutes, I think. Should we do Phoenix? Don't say something like that. Somebody might break out the timer. So I'm just doing a regular old straight stitch once we are done with this section. And I'm just, because I only put 3 pins in, I'm being careful to make sure that nothing is crooked, rolled up on itself, or any funny business as we're stitching. I'm stitching. You're just here observing. Okay, dokey. Oh, don't do that. That's right, everything right now. Phoenix, you just need to slow down. This machine is an exercise, and you don't have to rush. And actually, you kind of can't. You can't. No, she has a maximum speed. If you drive her too fast, the bobbin and the needle don't line up to form a stitch. All right, first part of leg pant sewing done. Once I do rinse and repeat for my second leg, I will break out the overcaster tool because I am low-key obsessed. Stretch out. Okay, relax. Everything, we just need to just take a breath, put on a smile, and sit up straight. Okay. Oh, that's better. All right, where's my other leg? It's in my lap. All right, second leg. There we go. And I'm just going to do the same thing. Here's the top where the waist is. I cut it on the fold, so I only have to sew one seam down the middle of the leg. The outside nice and flush, minimal seams. There's some patterns you can add a crotch gusset, do all sorts of fancy stuff, have 4 panels to your legs, have a gajillion panels to your legs. You can sew your pants however you want, but for everyday leggings, because I wear them as tights under my other garb, so I thought I would retire some that I'd had from the Goodwill for like 10 years, a really long time. They probably still have a couple wears in it, but so maybe I'll cut them up into cleaning rags because your girl got a problem getting rid of stuff. How am I talking like that? What is wrong with you, Phoenix? If you're gonna talk silly, then just shut up and sew. All right, I'll get back to sewing. And let's hear we're doing pretty good for late being here for not even 15 whole minutes yet. All right, it's all good. I guess we are kind of like speed testing. Oh, I didn't check what time we started at the actual sewing. Oh, next time, not that I'm doing this it's just the fun of the challenge. Maybe we'll do that on Sunday. We'll see the race. Guess your times. How fast? How can we turn the circus into a gaming channel? It's not a gaming channel. Nope. Unless we play games such as... No, I take that back. We are indeed also a gaming channel on Rumble, except the games we play are frequently Bobbin Chicken, Needle Break Counter. What's that? Another one. Some people play Thread Chicken, which is it when your top thread runs out, but I think we're going to be here for at least another 5,000 yards, so we're good for a little while. But how did it lose this one? Creepy. Alright, these seams are not perfect, but they're in the inside, and nobody's going to see them unless you up inside my pants, and I either really like you, or you're going to get your balls kicked, so there's no in-betweens on that one. Fudge muffins. Okay, now I fudged up the tension. All right, just take a breath, Phoenix. It's been trying not. There's a lot of shit going on, and you can get lost in all the feelings, or you can just remind yourself, is that going to be helpful? Yes or no? Okay, if answer is no on the choose your own misadventure, what can you do to either be prepared or practice something that, regardless of what it is, you have control over something, or pretend that you can. So just practice your skills. Remind yourself what you can do. If you don't know how to do stuff, find something. It doesn't have to be sewing. It could be knot tying or net making for fishing Or what's another? Oh, tying lures for fly fishing. I hear is that still a thing? I hope so. They're so beautiful. All right. My favorite tool. This is, I want to just, I dropped my screw. Okay, we'll figure it out. One of my favorite toys is the greased overcaster. This little spoon, you feed the fabric in there, and this whole attachment moves side to side and makes a little V, which I have an example of what we're going to do. All right, this is the blue pants of... No, this is not. This is a shirt. And we're going to do this V section. Right at the edge there. That's what this beauty does. And I'm going to hope that one of the other screws I have here fits, because I think I dropped the screw into the Cabbage Patch, and that kind of sucks. So, all right, fingers crossed that this screw will also just magically do the job. Oops, and I have to put it on. It's got this little fork that you have to slide over the needle bar, while also getting it around the presser foot arm. And we're not going to force anything. Oh, it's fine. These old machines, if something's not working right, remember, kids, it's always your fault. The machine did nothing wrong. It's kind of like if we've got anybody here from the Panda Sub, these machines are a lot like Corn Pop. Okay. And we're just gonna... The only other there's important things about this tool because she's fancy and fragile. Let me see if this is important. Okay. Okay. I do have a hard out at 5 o'clock. Where are we? I'm going to gently use my forceps and make sure all the threads are towards the back. We do not want our threads to get caught up in this machine, because this tool is one of the few things where I know where it's supposed to have the manual, but it's not up on their website right now. And this company, though it literally burned to the ground and has been out of business for, like, I don't know, 100 years. Not that I don't know when they're... regardless, this is irreplaceable. So I am not rushing and being very mindful of what's going on here. So, but it's so satisfying to just have that extra layer. This just holds it. I'm not doing this because the material is going to unravel. It's stretchy fleece. It just breaks my thread to see seams that aren't finished. That is really what's happening here. There we go. I'm just going to trim this real close. I did not pay attention to where that top thread was coming. All right. What's going on here? Everything's going just the way it's supposed to. I'm just gently making sure that the fabric, the 2 layers, feed their way through that little slot on the attachment, and to ensure that the material is covering the feed dogs, because if not, we're going to hear this horrible scraping sound, which is the bottom of the attachment moving side to side on the feed dogs that are, wow, this is like rubbing your head and patting your belly. The feed dogs are driving this way, and the tool is and the horizontal on it. So I don't want metal on metal rubbing. I can hear right now. Did you? I don't know if the mic picked it up. It's got a sound that we don't like. Okay. So to fix that, I just pick up the presser foot and move the fabric. And then I just get to the end. We'll do the same on the other leg, and then I will show you how a pair of pants are born. And just one more seam, I will have a wearable garment. And I bet if I wasn't talking or distracted, I think we could do a pair in 20 minutes of just simple leggings like this. 20 minutes now, I mean, just make it 30, Phoenix. But I'm selfish. I'll sew knickknacks and do jewelry and other things for other people, but clothes, are you out of your mind? All right. And there's definitely some flubbing on this. This is not the prettiest. But you can see better what's happening. Wait. There we go. So there's one leg done. On to the second leg of our pants journey. Oh, the journey of the stretchy pants. Oh my. I just see something's wrapped around here inappropriately. Be free. Be free. All right. Slide into the slot like you're supposed to, please. All right. Threads towards the back. Needle engaged. All right. Let us get... No. Normal airplane. It doesn't sound like the fire jumper ones. We'll see. Yeah, so that's been fun because thunderstorms with the conditions were set for fire season with the cool, damp spring is perfect weather for growing stuff. And what's going on here? All right, we are having a grand old time. What? Why are we stuck? Okay, some just defluffing from around the side of the foot. Yeah, so there's two other spoons I have. Well, one complete spoon and a piece of one. And it, Phoenix, they can't see from that far away. It has a little fork, and the fork slides on to this, this little nipple here. I did not show how to do this. And you just slide it back on. You don't force anything with this. You be very gentle with her. All right, let's check what's going on under the hood and give a dust while we're here. So, well, you're staying very nicely. Good job. Thank you, microphone. It's been a while since I've needed to shame you into your correct position. So I'm just taking my brush, now that the bobbin's out, and just giving it a good dusting, because I, A, so a fair bit, and B, so stuff that makes machines gunky. All right, just gonna check in on the bobbin, slide it back into its shuttle. Oh, Phoenix, all the jokes. Oh, this is where I have a, like, oh, but could I get, because I'm not savvy enough to take the bobbin and turn it into a spaceship, a shuttle with the Rumble logo on it. Because they call that a shuttle bobbin. Oh, that's always scared. That's, you did it again, Phoenix. Did it again. All right, what's going on here? Won't you be my friend? Please just be my friend. I'm going to trim this back, and I'm just going to start at the beginning because there was next to no stitches, good quality stitches made. So we'll start from scratch. All right, don't. Yeah, because in that fork at the back, the stitches, when the fabric advances far enough, it just falls off the edge. So if you get tangled somewhere, or the beginning, where's your words, Phoenix? The upper and the bobbin thread get wrapped around, then everything gets tight, and it's not good. Just don't do it. Just slow down and just be situationally aware at the sewing machine. Because a lot of disasters can be prevented with good awareness. Okay. Now we're back in stitches. Oh, okay. Hello, Jess. Welcome. I know. Happy Wednesday for you also. Oh, I'm just speed running. Well, strolling through a pair of pants. I'm just obsessed with this overcaster attachment. Really is what it's all about. Oh man, I hope your Wednesday is good. That quote, that block, the flying geese pattern on your dress is quite quite fetching. I'll practice my gooder English because where is this? All right, we're just gonna drive forward because there's no point in trying to drive backwards. Not unless you want to clean your machine out. But oh my gosh, I guess with most modern machines, there was this clip going around of like the woman, like, you should always just turn your hand wheel of your machine towards you all the time. And I was like, you could, unless you've got a white rotary, or I think maybe new home. Why do people need? I'm sorry, chat. Who's oh, okay. Yeah. Um. No, I'm completely. Wow. Today's show is brought to you by Disaster. Ooh, oh, that's right. I know. I'm here for the cooking dinner. What's for dinner tonight, Jess? I'm sure it's going to be something yummy because I could just sign me up. I'll be there in half an hour. These are some of the crappiest. I shouldn't have even bothered. All right, screw the Overcaster right now. Maybe it really does want that other. It's native screw instead of my step-in screw, but I was not gonna dump the entire tub of small scrappy pieces they're destined for another life, but not right now. All right, step 2 in the birthing of a pair of pants. I am going to take one leg and turn it right side out. I'm going to take the right side out leg and stuff it into the wrong side out leg. Salmon, fried potatoes, broccoli, and peach cobbler. You must have a peach tree blooming. I have been sneaking stuff off the cherry tree, but I've gotten to the point where I don't have a step ladder, and I keep forgetting to bring my little step stool out, my littler one out, because we picked all the close ones, and now there's just the far ones. Now that I have stuffed the leg, I'm going to pin at the very top of the waist on one side. I'm going to pin at the center crotch, moving one side of the seam to one side, the others to the other, so they're laying in opposite directions, and the tension of when I'm moving around is not pulling equally on the material. We're looking for force distribution. I guess that's going to be today. And today's misadventures in sewing is brought to you by physics. And if you don't give yourself enough reinforcement or enough room, you will blow the crotch out of your pants. And 0 out of 0 stars. Do not recommend. All right, I'm just going to trim this little lappy doodle. I'm going to put one more pin on the corresponding opposite top waist, center waist. So in essence, I've pinned the center front, the crotch, and the center back. Or in geography terms, where we are in the geography of this pant. So got one tube, 2 legs, some pins. Now I'm just going to stitch them together. So I put from the other side because I do know which direction I'm sewing in, from the top to the middle to the bottom. All right, there we go. I might, instead of doing the overcaster for right now, just drive back the same path I took originally, just to make sure things are nice and strong, because I don't want holes in my leggings to have to fix after the first time I wear them. Though I might have to do that anyway, so what else? But I'm willing to do the work. Because I just get sick of buying stuff that doesn't fit. I get to the point where I try to think of of the last 5 things that I purchased that were brand new. I think they were all underwear pieces, and I think I've thrown most of them out because I did for one reason or another, so. Oh well. Alright, I'm almost to the crotch. And then once we're done with these 2 rows of stitches, I will pull one leg from the other leg, and magically, in front of your eyes, there will be a pair of pants. Will I be trying them on right now for you? No. Nope, not right now. I got pants on. No wardrobe malfunctions at the circus, please. We've got enough disasters. Fires, as one might say, that to have to put out sometimes. That's one too many. That's a preventable error that's a risk I'm not willing to take right now today. So, tough cookies. I'm also trying not to sew too close to the edge where that seam is, because it's a lot of bulk, and that is in one of the first places for a blowout, because there's just a lot of tension between chafing and rubbing, because that part rubs and moving. My legs are made for moving. Alright, this is good, whatever. Phoenix, just smile. You're gonna be so happy wearing these pants that don't be grumpy. These are happy pants. They're not sad pants. You can take off those sad pants. Alright, I'm almost to the end. So instead of doing a back stitch like I normally would, I'm just going to take out this last pin. I'm going to pick up the presser foot, and presto magico, the fabric turns around. I put down the presser foot, and I drive back the line. I'm going to move my stuff because the tricky part with this stuff is the bulk of the fabric is going to be on this side of the machine, where there's a hand breadth, so like 20 centimeters stuff, but not as much as I got over here. Okay, so now I'll have 2 lines of stitches. We'll call that reinforced. I might just call it good. And also have to see if I want to turn down a waistband. Hey William, you finished? You flashed on a live one time. Next week you had a bunch of heavy breath. I know I remember that event, or I don't think I was there, but I heard about it. And yeah, that's the other. I'm like, yeah, no. It's too easy to have an accident, and not to say that there won't ever be a show like that, but that show ain't for free. That's all I got to say about that topic. That'll be for the locals or something. Oh man, but yeah, the smoke rolled in yesterday, and it's kind of figuratively, because I'm not like literally in an immediate circle of fire, but kind of literally in the greater vicinity of the proximities is being surrounded by forest fires in all directions of all different sizes. And some of them are not that close, but too close. Oh, so OnlyFans, yes. It's going to be so only. And you have to show up with underwear that you made, which is a good thing that I've sewn a lot of underwear. Why not? I've got all this cute underwear I've made. All right, are we ready for the birth of a pair of pants? And because we went through the secret formula to make sure that your leg pants always work the right way. Huzzah. That will make a pair of pants. We remember, check your stretch. Don't just assume it's 4-way stretch. Tug it in all the directions, because you don't want to cut your pants on the non-stretchy side. There's a stretchy side and a non-stretchy side. So I know these pants, except what the fudge muffin is you, are going to fit. And I'll just see if they need a waistband. If they do, I'll try, after I try that on, I'll mark it, slap it in. Wham bam waistband land. Sweet. I am kind of excited. I think I'll give those a test run tomorrow, and then we'll come back. Do we want to do the pants of shame next? Do I have all the pieces here? Oh, there you are. So, not that long back, the day that we got this, or not too long after, also cut up and made a pair of pants. And as I got sewing, Phoenix realized a fatal error. Stretchy. Not stretchy. Stretchy. Yeah, so if you are just listening and not watching, I neglected to quadruple check that this was 2-way stretch and not 4-way stretch. And because these pants are cut to stretch in the long way and we need it in the round way, I mulled around about what to do about this potentially catastrophic error. And the plan that I came up with was to make some slashes in the material so that I could then inlay some triangles from the scraps from that fantastical dress, which then we could have coordinated leggings to wear with the dress, and also this adorable little top that's got a poof sleeve and that same contrast at the forearm section to gather in the poofing to make it look super cute. All right, I still have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, Phoenix can count to 4. Mark it off your books in case you didn't think Phoenix could count. You can. That's a freebie off the bingo card. And so I'm just going to freeball these triangles into the 4 slashes that I cut. I kind of guesstimated. I was like, I should bring it down like mid-thigh-ish. They can get around my muscular calves. Hello, relax. Welcome, welcome. I hope you are doing well this Wednesday. Oh, we're at 11. 10. We lost one. Loki, do you want snacks early because I have a hard out and we've met the quota? All right, come here, sweet boy. Come here, sweet Loki. It's time for concessions at the circus. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you heard me. You heard me. Oh, who wants snacks? Who needs snacks? Oh, all right. All the boys want snacks. Of course you do. All right. Be nice. Be nice. Just have a snack for being good. Here, don't be a pooper duper. It's right there. Good job. Oh, good job, you two not beating each other up for snacks. Oh, he's like, Mom, I'm over here. Hey, don't be hoovering snacks. Or I'm going to make you have to work for him. Hold on, where's your sister? Is she really not up here? Okay. Hey, that's not. Oh, all right, we'll just have a couple more. All right, she's not here. I know, I don't feel like making you work too hard besides sitting close together and being cute, which is kind of training in and of itself because these boys love food, but kind of get a little territorial for it. Nope, this one is not for you. Good job. Are you going to have ear licking? Are we going to have kisses? Oh, am I going to have to wipe up cat saliva off the sewing machine table? All right, last one, sweet boy. Oh, here, can we at least get a jump? We got to at least work a little bit. All right. Do your... Come on. Ow! Yeah. All right, boys. Good job. Thanks for giving me some upsies. That was it. All right. And the concession stand is now closed. Please return to your seats. The show is about to resume. And I am sewing these pants. So I just needed a way to add some more space so I could, because I kind of would like get them all. I got them mid-thigh, and I was like, oh, fudge. And it was that first try-on after I'd stitched them that I was like, I was holding it and trying to like get them on, and I was like, something is, I guess I'm just gonna chatter for a minute because, hey, don't eat the thread. All right, never mind. I am in charge of the machine. Hey, keep your tail off that. Stop being trouble. Hey. Hopefully the fire season doesn't continue to be an absolute bonkers disaster, but I'm not gonna lie, I was rather concerned based on how spectacular the spring was. I was just like, I like these weather conditions, but good fire season these do not make. And they are proving to not be making well. So I am just going to throw a couple pins. This is kind of like the same, not kind of, this is the same principle that I've stitched here before when adding the gussets into that blue riding corset that I was wearing over the weekend. I'm kind of sad that one, it just doesn't fit. Am I doing? Okay. Just walking my way down and double checking, because now oh, Phoenix, you remember with those that there's, no, everything's fine. It's just that Phoenix needs to think extra hard so that I don't, because I was silly and caught all four gores at the same time. I have lots of flappy bits, but also just remembering the orientation as I'm laying the triangles in. You know what, maybe we'll just pin all the triangles in this step and then stitch them all in the next step, which is a-okay with me. See, I do put more pins in than like 2 sometimes. Holy moly moo. But I did sneak out when I grabbed some more cherries yesterday and found the first of the blackberries. So that was exciting. There's going to be so much. There's always so many. And it looks like the grapes are coming in nicely. So, oh, and the figs are so many. So I'm gonna not worry too much about the bottom of this point where things are a little fiddly. I have enough pins to kind of get me in the right direction, but I'm leaving it open to modifications that may arise when we're at the part of the actual stitching. Because I just won't know how things are perfectly supposed to be until I get there. All right, where am I pinning? So this time, I'm going to pin from the far side of the triangle to the close side, because in my brain, it's easier for me to keep the pieces in the appropriate orientation. And I'm just laying everything on the table as I go so that I know who's supposed to be where. And we don't get into a tangled tizzy. There we go. Why do I have this in? It's not like I'm listening to anything. You can't spy on my brain, Bluetooth. Oh, what was... Okay, don't shake anything. There we go. All right. Now I'm kind of disappointed. I feel like I kind of promised helicopters, but... Oh. Actually, I hope that's just as well, that they've contained things a little bit, that they don't need to use them. But... All right. No, don't try to pull the one that you just pinned in, kid. But I hope folks are having a good summer so far and making stuff. There's so much to be that one could get flustered in the feels about, but if it's not going to help me, then I'll just not. Oh, that was so nice of the boys to just sit nicely at the concession stand. They're usually... That was quite a pleasant surprise. Good job, Rumble. Thanks for showing up. I've been thinking, should I... since we've got so many here. Oh, right. We're going to praise Rumble and lose a YouTube viewer. No, that's funny. You know what? I did one pair of pants. I can work on the pair of pants of shame, but I want to try something. So I'm going to take the last hour of the show to play. Let me be nice to my machine. It does feel like a waste, and when I was first sewing, it really bugged me. I was like, and sometimes I still will not do best practices, but I do make a concerted effort 90% of the time. Oh, wow, green thread. Let's try sewing with this green thread. I think this green thread is just going to be a giant mess that's going to make me want to cry. Why does this feel like an allegory is not the right thing. A parody, I guess we could call that a parody. How I feel about We'll go with that. I know we've got a smart chat if anybody decides to type anything with what they think we could be stitching. And the real guess would be if anybody knew or remembered or scrolled back to see what thinking would be fun to stitch. Oh, poppycock. Well, it doesn't. I've got 3 spools of this. It doesn't matter. Phoenix, it doesn't matter. So I popped off the presser foot. I am just going to start with this one. Right on that. I'm going to start at the edges here. I think I'm going to start along the outside edge. Oops. I'm just going to go really slow. So I took the presser foot off, so I'm just... It's just me and the machine, baby. And I'm just stitching along the shape I've traced onto this water-soluble stabilizer. I probably, whatever, Phoenix. Just stitch it. You don't have to. Just going to go to the inside triangle real quick. So I've got my lines of demarcation because the next part I'm going to go back and forth between the parallel lines we stitched, or mostly parallel, or whatever. Parallel with rounded corners. And back at the beginning, I'm just going to drive one way, halfway between and I'm just going to take some pretty big zigzags. So I just need enough. I'm adding layers at the bottom, which I was wondering, like, if I should, next time I'll try with the green. Nope, with the gray as the foundation stitches, and then the green on top. We'll do one of each for these test samples. And I think I'm just gonna just lazily loop-de-loop another, because then once I do this pass, I thought it would be fun to try the couching. So we'll do some satin stitch over a filler cord and see how that goes. Oh, you too, Jess. Have a great dinner. Have fun. Thanks for stopping by the tent. All right, and I think I'll start at the top edge. Where's my filler cord cone? I brought you over here. Why are we coming apart at the seams? Oh, Phoenix, don't ask rhetorical questions. Let's assume that all the seams were perfectly stitched in the first place. Probably missed a stitch, and that's why we're coming apart. No, but seriously, the problems of having a creative brain and too many things going on. So what I was gonna do is use the filler cord, and do I have any here? Wow, Phoenix, you're like letting everybody down, including yourself most of all. Don't be a disappointment. No, we're trying not to make more of a mess. And feeling miserably. You're too fat. You're too fat. Well, why not have something super contrasty so every time I don't have a nice stitch, you'll absolutely be able to see over the hemp. Just... All right. Ooh, don't rip it. If you're gonna rip it good. All right. I'm just gonna stitch. And I'm trying very carefully to just cover the cord. Oh, jeepers creepers. Phoenix, don't sew with sewer face. You have concentration face on if once you're streamers. I mean, you could, but it's not very becoming. Close your mouth and smile. Or close your mouth and scowl. Just, mostly it's just close your mouth. And then once you got the mouth thing figured, then you have to figure out what to do with your eyes. And just be purposefully looking at stuff. Or just pick a spot. So my crutch, I usually have the sewing machine table, but I just am like, just look straight at the camera. I don't look at the monitor. Because people know when you're looking at your monitor, like, is it good? No, just look at the camera and trust it. Plus, or just move the viewfinder so you can see yourself. It's not that deep. Use your tools for success. For more Rumble growth tips. Phoenix. Okay, so I'm just carefully trying to stitch very close stitches around the shape. It's going to give it this three-dimensional. It's going to make it 3D instead of just 2D. Oh, okay. My brain almost had a crisis of confidence there. I'm just being really careful to know where my fingers are because I do not have a presser foot on right now. And if you're going to do free motion embroidery, I would also recommend reading glasses or safety goggles. If you don't wear goggles, I would recommend eye protection because needle breaks occur for me at a higher rate doing this type of stitching than any other stitching I do. So, take it from your Phoenix, who's friendly on her own channel, and then terribly nasty on the panda. So. Fuck me. Just gonna try to fill in because I'm going to stitch. I'm stitching over where it's doubled right now until I get to the next row fully. What the fuck is happening? Oh, fudge me. Okay, I guess I'm still. Hello, Allie. You're sneaking in. I think Jess left. Oh, just not like Jess. That kind of sucked. Yeah. How have you been? Oh, I hope you've been well. That spring is treating you spring-like. I hope your new Wanzer is a wonder. And, oh, did I just break a needle? Nope, but I thought about it. Ooh. All right, let me just take a pause. We'll see what oh. Well, before I give it its haircut, I'll hold it up. Because I've got the eyelets. We will set eyelets. We will have the unveiling of the Goopy Eyelet collection on Saturday morning. Here, I've been using this hemp that's been sitting around forever as the filler cord. And something went awry with the upper tension because it's a little too loose on the bottom there, or a lot of too loose. So we'll figure it out. Or no, we will figure it out. Oh, the winds are starting to change, or they're getting a handle on the fire because it doesn't smell like I'm sitting next to a campfire right now. Oh, no, it was just the wind. So I'm just going to really not press too firmly over that horrible nightmare that was the wrong side of this. I'm just carefully, maybe 2 rows of stitches. Let me do 3 and see what that looks like, and we'll see what I like. So I was thinking of trying different shades. These are kind of big, I think, and we'll try some of the tiny ones alone and see what that looks like. We'll just see. I'm just prototyping and playing around with some ideas. I just got a lot of questions that I don't have answers to yet. But I just think sparkly and green. Yeah, because I had a whole bunch of really crappy earring wires that I don't like the material enough to use them as is. But I was like, if we bent them and made them a little circular, we could use the little dangle and have the open section to slide in between stitches on crochet projects, for row markers, or for knitting. Because sometimes you want a marker that closes and sometimes you don't. So I was just thinking of just trying some stuff out. Just playtime. I needed to play today because, I don't know, everything just feels... I'd rather be doing something than stuck in the feelings, because that's not going to get me anywhere. I've already pontificated about that today. Today's show brought to you by don't overindulge your feelings. Sometimes it's just not worth it. Except in a little bit when I'm going to be feeling hungry. That is probably a feeling I'm going to indulge in, so it's not all of them all the time. Let's just try 2 on this one, and then we'll try 3 on the next one. The first step is just to try out the different stitching things, then to set them free. Oh, you know what? Okay. I'll just stitch its friend next door because it's close by. It's really fun to see how these hold up after they've been released. After we've released the stabilizer. Oh, that'll be fun too, because then on Saturday when I release the eyelets, you can see we can show a comparison between the goopiness of this water-soluble stabilizer versus this water-soluble stabilizer. Because sometimes sewing is science, and machines, and tools, tin snips, wood oil, and colorful threads. Oh, we should have done... Okay. This time I'm going around the tracings 2 times, and because I didn't do that on the outside ring, I'm just going back and redoing it because it doesn't matter. I will again do the zigzag stitches because it needs something to lay on. So if I didn't do this step before I added the corded layer, it would just fall apart. Oh yes, Ellie. And now sometimes eyelets are goopy. They are goopy indeed, sir. Yep, the inaugural edition of the Goopy Eyelet Club. But I'm kind of excited if they work out to sew those on as the rings for the lacing strips. I'm really excited about this, Allie. I'm jumping for joy, but I can't really jump because I'm sewing. But I'm just trying to add a different base layer so I can just do some comparisons. Oh, you know what we could do to be fancy? We could label this one as number 1 and then like that one number 2. Then I can take a picture. Oh, but after a while I won't know which is which. Whatever. All right. Couching on hemp cording. Take 2. Snippet. Oh, that's funny. Oh, hello, Luigi. Oh my gosh. Sewing is an art I feel is dwindling today. I concur. I think. Hey, Luigi. Hey, Luigi. Yes and no. I think some parts of it are making a comeback. I think the exact technique that I'm playing with right now, 100%. And part of the reason I do this sewing is because when I looked for any videos, it is primarily like ladies in Eastern Europe and Brazil doing art embroidery on a treadle machine like this. But quilting comes and goes. It's kind of like all art fiber things. It does have a bit of a learning curve, and all machines are different. Even if you have the exact same model, sometimes they're funny, but there's definitely a place, I think, that might be one of the places where the rise of the cosplayers and are keeping it alive, because they do some interesting things, and that they've got the costume competition. So but I think if we were going to say like fine tailoring in America, that's probably is very not super common anymore. Not the same way that the Savile Row in London or the big tailors in, yeah. So I think it depends. Some stuff very much yes, some stuff not necessarily, but it is getting challenging with. I'm a little bit sad with Joann's closing. The rise of the private equity firm for businesses, and then the downward spiral to bankruptcy after a few years. Once that happens, like, it happens too frequently to not speculate that there's something about that shift that is not healthy, just not for a profitable long-term business maintain, because they take good businesses and then just destroy them. All right, I think these are too big for stitch markers. Unless you want a super giant, you know what? People are gonna just try it out. I finally, after more than a year, I decided on a knitting project for my morning coffee time, because I have what I'd attempted to knit as a knitted petticoat, but it turned into a capelet because it was too small. And your girl gets cold. Wow, I don't talk from the hood. Phoenix, use your better English. Where's my words now? Yeah, and I've got some. This one is you knit them up in panels, which is great because I've got a couple of different oddball one skeins of worsted wool that need something done with them, because seeing the moss think about them while not becoming their final form just kind of makes me sad. Oh, thank you. Oh, some days I'm extra jumpy at the circus, and sometimes I'm just me. Some days we're just jumpy, not just extra jumpy. So I'm using this cord and stitching on gently, stitching on top of it, trying to have nice, precise, even stitches. Mr. Singer would still have us probably across the road by the dumpsters of another factory. I don't think we'd even be considered to be looked at, but that's why we keep practicing. And I just enjoy doing this, so I keep practicing. It's nice to have skills that are self-reinforcing. Thank you. Oh, this one's better. I think this one, to try something different, I'm going to do giant satin stitches over both of the rows of cords so that it looks solid, so you don't see the two bands. So once I get to the end here, I will show you what I mean. Yeah, I'm just a huge proponent, and folks have heard me say this a gajillion times, of just remembering how to do stuff with your hands. Just make stuff. Do stuff. Draw. Use a real pencil and a real pen. Or watercolor, or pastels, or chalk, or blood, whatever. Well, yeah. Never mind. Yeah, so our number 2 sample will be have a yucky disaster on the backside because I feel it coming. Yikes. I'm afraid to look at the bottom there. So what I have right now is what I showed. Here, let me just show it again. I'll show the 2 of them. We can compare the backs and see which is the more. Oh, all right, we did have some improvements for the second sample. So here's the one just stitched. With the 2 rows of cording, I did a better job. You see less of the hem sticking through, and the back looks nicer. This one is a little furry. We've got some fluff, but not as much as the previous example. Luigi, making stuff with your own hands is always rewarding. It absolutely is. And I think it's a piece that makes being able to make stuff is just something that I think if we lose that, then we lose what makes us human. We lose humanity if we stop making stuff. That's my opinion. if we just get so dependent on something else outside of us to do things. Because then we get into this. Sometimes you do need to ask people for help, and that's another skill that I'm not always good at. But then sometimes if we take the ownership of it and just do it yourself, the reward is so worth it. Yikes. So I'm driving very slow because I'm trying hard to catch both rows of the cords. There we go. Don't speed up, Phoenix. Yikes. Oh, you know what we should do is a sample of one that doesn't have the cording. I jumped into the fancy ones. What am I? I'm like seeing. Oh, brain, you just need to chillax. Just have happy stitches. Just like Bob Ross says, happy accident trees. We're just having happy stitches. Just happy. Oh, she's the only one. The boys sat and had snacks, and she was not here during snack time. Free of froofers, if I try to give you some snacks now, Oh, did I remember this rounded corner of this? They're not squovels. They're orangles. What would you? It's not a square mixed with an oval. It's a triangle mixed with an oval. A twovel? Ooh, something is off because now I'm seeing just getting the white from the bobbin thread showing through. I just tried to decrease the I want less tension, not more tension with you pulling like that, please. What is happening? All right, and then sometimes Phoenix gets angry for a second. Not angry. Frustrated that she's just not good enough yet for what she wants to do. Okay, yeah, we are quite... Oh, Phoenix, you're not stuck. You've got the needle in the wrong place. All right. And we lost our bobbin thread. All right. That's what's going on. Always, the machine, never wrong. It's Phoenix not detecting something not in the right spot, but I'm still going to go back and say that's a me problem and not the machine problem because I'm the one who didn't check on it. Just get those threads out of the way. All right, now I'm ready to continue this giant satin stitch. Oh, here. Since here's one we're working on. So, as opposed to seeing the two ridges, I did a line of stitches over it, so it just looks more poofy. And it's more poofy and more uniform looking. Nope, that's the one I'm sewing on. I'm just going to pick a spot because I might almost need to go over it again. But, all right. I'm going to take a couple stitches and then do thread management. All right, a couple stitches. Trim those extra threads because if you don't, you will get stuck on them. Don't think like, oh, I can do it. You can try. And maybe the first couple times it'll work. and you won't get stuck and break a needle and spill blood on your project. But believe you me, don't be brazen. It will happen. One day, one of these times you sit down to sew. What the? Everything's going to go well. And the next time, everything is a disaster. Okay. Oh, Phoenix, it's because you're not sitting up straight. Oh, and I'm still in the wrong spot. I keep forgetting I need to sit more towards my monitor, mostly because it's keeping me from like leaning over as I'm sewing. I keep sitting here and like, why do I keep? And it's not to read the screen because I can do that out of the corner of my eye, but it's because of the stitching. All right, this time I'm going to do an unpadded. We're just going to go just free stitch. So but I am going to do the 2 goes around, 2 passes, filler, then top fill. So even that everything has an order of operations. And Mr. Singer told me this is the best one for this operation. And sometimes we listen to Mr. Singer, and sometimes we don't. And I'm not like stressing too much about did I stitch over the line exactly, or is this perfect, or that like exactly exact. It does. These are just my samples. And again, I don't think somebody's gonna come at them with a measuring spoon. I mean tape. Oh no, they've got measuring spoons, but they're for liquids that typically you need to put in your face. Countdown racing, sing that song. Oh no, just another regular airplane. Oh, maybe one of these days while we should sing camp songs. Come with your best camp song. That would be fun. Oh, and I think I'm gonna do it. Yeah, as long as the world doesn't burn down. On Sunday, I think we're gonna do a call-in show and see if anybody wants to pop in for 10-15 minutes, and we'll switch out. Well, I'll still be here. I'll switch you guys out. Oh, Allie, one t-shirt. Oh, yeah, we gotta. Oh, I gotta not make my chat small. And yeah, my mom always used to be like, yell at me to stand up straight, and I still hear her voice after all these years. Allie, a teaspoon of goop for the eyelet, 1/4 cup fabric for good measure, and clean up spilt goop. Exactly. I know there's going to be so many towels on the bed of the machine. I might move some mats. Oh, I'm actually having the water dish on the table is what stresses me out. But we've been recently lubricated, so I'll have a plastic layer, a towel layer, and then the water and the eyelet. So it'll be fine. I shouldn't stress about it that much. But Oh, we'll get there. Let's hear William, why that was so long ago. What? It's Rumble's. All right. I bet it's working at your end. Thanks, Rumble Studio. Your chat in Studio, I see it on the live chat on the right-hand column, but what I'm seeing on screen, you kind of stopped like an hour and a half ago from what I'm seeing, but at least you're showing up at all, so that is good. I'll take one working feature to both of them broken, because that makes me feel like a loser of a streamer. But yes, Saturday we will set things free from the water soluble stabilizer. Sunday we'll do a call-in show. You just need an internet connection. Can you do it off a mobile, or do you need a computer and just even a crappy camera or no camera? Just show up faceless, but let's just hear your voice and chit chat. We'll see. We'll throw it out. We'll see what happens. Just thought I'd mix it up a little bit because the Stitch and Bitch, I want to mix it up, bring people, so we can have, we always have live bitching on Sundays, but Phoenix, just stop overthinking it. You're fine. You're fine. I'm not sure which of these iterations I have a preference towards. Just going through and outlining it with another layer of stitches. Actually, I'm going to do 2 rows of stitches because that's what the book told me to do. I'm almost partial to the non-stuffed version, but I guess I can't really make a good decision until I have set them free from the stabilizer. Okay. Sample number 3. Let me now set you free. Ooh, the back is much superior on this one. Oh, good. All right, ouch. And here's the one I just stitched. This has got no cording in it, so it's got a lower profile, and the back far superior. No hanger honors. Thanks, Luigi. Right? I was like, Amish makes good size ones, but the crafters, I'm thinking about Tiny and Yarn Witch, and I know there's got to be some others that stitch mark, like girly things. Not that boys don't knit, but Rumble doesn't have enough girly merch. Yep, I said it and I'm sticking to it. And I'm templating out options to rectify that. Oh, how much do where? Oh, I need those for another project. I was thinking about sewing a sequined one. We do know how to sew sequins. Do I have? Oh, you know what? That'll be funny. How about we do a purple sequin one, just to do a little, to show a little Rumble cloud love. We'll show some cloud love on this one. Oops, and I just vomited sequins everywhere. All right, let's just pretend to be a little bit tidy. Get back in there. I could change from the green thread, but you know what? I'm not gonna be reckless. I'm going to outline with green, do our bottom with green, and then carefully, individually pick up and transfer one sequin at a time. Carefully color sequins. So I've just got this little package, and they're not going to play with themselves. So I think for the last 20 minutes of the show, we'll work on this one. Maybe 2 more. We're not in a rush. But I do have a hard out this afternoon. So, but I'm not done stitching yet. I know, most of the time I just make little kitschy things that I want. I just make for me. I'm selfish. I only did 1 line. All right, we're going to do a second one. Then we're going to go back to the big one. Stitch another pass. Do our filler stitches. And then place some sequins because that's what I decided I'm doing. But we are sitting up straight and tucking our rib cage. Because once you hear your mama say, don't walk and stand like a fat boy, you just can't get it out of your head. The good old days. All right, I've done 2 passes parallel to the inner and outer. Now I'm just doing my little V's. So I need to make sure that I've done enough stitches at the bottom to have a foundation, or once this hits to the warm water, it's just going to fall apart into a blob of green goop is what's going to be in my hand and on my towel, and I'm not keen on that. Oh, I started doing like proper satin stitches. Oh, that's good. I guess that I will take that as a win, that my brain is just like, those stitches should be even, Phoenix. You have an opportunity to practice well-spaced, even stitches. I think you should do it. All right, brain. Or hands. I don't know who started this, but I guess I'm here for the ride. So I'm basically just satin stitching over the whole thing. Then, all right, we're back to the beginning, basically. I'm going to use my little nips to 1 by 1 pick up a sequin, align it so it goes through the hole, hold it down, and try to offset it, and then kind of back through the same hole, and repeat all the way around. And this is how, before they had machines that automatically put on sequins, how clothes got sequins. It didn't just happen by magic, boys and girls. I'm sure when they had the sequin on the threads already, it was like revolutionary. You're like, what, I don't need to move just one individual sequin at a time? No, you just need to lay the entire strip down. Voila, just stitch all the way through it. Oh. I think today was a pretty productive show for a Wednesday, and I give myself the least amount of a plan on Wednesday because I usually am doing from brain in one mode to brain in different mode. But I don't mind that juxtaposition of right brain, left brain activities is fine. All right, Phoenix. Fortunately, these little motifs are not big, though. I mean, for ours, I have sewn, we've sewn quite a few sequins on this show over the years, but this is just our little sample, just a little taste. And kind of to see how long this actually, doing the sequins, this would be less. Things had bundles with sequins. Those are not going to be as, they're going to have to be priced higher because they take more work. And more materials. Well, it's the same way that they passed the prototype testing, and this just isn't a pipe dream, just a little unpopped popcorn kernel at the concession stand at the circus. Wow, we have such great analogies around here. Should I just rename the show Analogies Are Us? No. Oh, you heard this is a bit of a smoke show, though. Oh, Ellie, you're funny. Oh, that's funny. That one showed up. Oh, Ellie. Yeah, we are quite a bit of a smoke show. Smoke and mirrors. Smoke and mirrors. That's all there is to it. But I don't know if we're as much of a smoke show as well as the Williams. But good times. Oh, this is turning out not. Oh, it's because you're driving backwards, Phoenix. All right, fuck this. No. Not in the mood. Don't feel like stitching this version. I'll show you what I did. Not interested. I stitched on sequins. It's fine. I love how it looks, and then I get to doing it, and I'm like, I remember, I don't really love doing this. And yeah. But we've got 3 reasonable prototypes options, so that's good. I guess I can pin those pants real quick. I'll get back to the pants of shame. Oh, Phoenix. Nope, this is the shirt. Yeah, so I keep trying to calling it a hoodie, but there's no hood. And I'm like, Phoenix, it's just called a sweatshirt with fancy poofy sleeves because I can make it. All right, 2 down, 2 to go. And I'm starting from the top waist away from me and then pinning towards the top waist from the panel nearest to me. I can remember where I set my pin cushion. Okay. Just a couple pins. I know we're just jumping from one thing to another, but that's what Wednesdays are for. Because the weekend shows, Saturdays are typically art embroidery. They might be pieces for garments, so sometimes there's some garment sewing snuck in there. And the Sunday show, both of which occur at 12 p.m. Pacific time, whether it's standard or daylight, it's just whatever 12 p.m. Pacific is that time of the year. I typically sew clothes, whether it's, well, all the clothes I make, unless they're complete utter garbage, I do wear in my on the day-to-day. But we draw inspiration from historical, modern, corsetry, underwear, all things fun or all things that I like because I got sick of clothes that don't fit. Oh, that'll be a topic for Sunday too, to see the chapter 11 of Simplicity Creative. Are we in a changing times for pattern companies? Are people going to get on the bandwagon and start to take their own measures and start to just self-draft things? If you want to, don't call. I'm not. I only share my failures and how I learned about it. But someone who actually went to learn how to draft and measure, the closet historian Bianca, she actually went to fashion school and knows how to pattern draft and uses all the right words. I am just a lady who enjoys sewing and doesn't mind failing live on the internet, just like I failed with these pants. But we can kind of see there's the insert of the other material to make them more stretchy so that they'll actually fit over my dupa, because I was like, oh, could I just get... And I was like, Phoenix, the problem is not necessarily the girth of your thighs, but your hip bones, even it are not going to be small enough. Like, literally, there was no getting them up without slashing and spreading. So I slashed and spread. All right, I'm babbling. I've got a thing I need to do in a couple minutes, so I'm going to give myself a couple minutes to get ready for that. I will be back on Saturday. Oh, Allie, now I have the Three Blind White Mice song from Monty Python stuck. Oh, get stuck in your head. Well, at least I could leave you with something good. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you've been well. I can't wait to hear about this wonderful Wanzer and that you're well enough to tinker around with it. All right, folks. You be amazing. Don't wait till tomorrow to be fabulous today. Don't laugh at others unless you've laughed at yourself. And I'll be back at noon o'clock on Saturday. Oh, I'm so glad you had fun. Oh, perfect. That is one of my great hopes, that you can just work and lurk. The sound of my prattling and the sweet hum of this beautiful machine just lulls you. Much better at sleeping than other channels. All right, folks. I'm no prolonged goodbyes. All right, I'll see you when I see you next. All right, bye.